I've been saying that forever, that like if you go from day one lifting to wanting to be world champion, minimum 10 years. It really does. You can mess the numbers around, but it seemed, yeah.
I think 10's
And it doesn't
decade probably reasonable.
mean that you're not good or anything like that in the interim. It just seems to take that long. And it's without it,
And I think,
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's cool.
sorry, you go.
Tasmania's a long way
There's a bit
away.
of a delay, so I'm cutting you off.
So I'll take you
think
through a guy
that's how
like
the internet
Easton
works,
Schuster, who won
sure.
last year, 93 kilos in Austin. He won the shirted, the single play. He benched 345. That was 10 years after his first Worlds. He did Worlds as a sub-junior in his first year of competing because, it's not that hard to qualify as a sub-junior to go to Worlds. And he did 10 years of competing before he won. And he had some of the best coaching in the world. He was around the best lifters going around. He had like an almost ideal run for a newbie to come in and be coached by a world champion, to be constantly around world champion bench presses. And it took him 10 years. I'm going, why people think they can shortcut that system or that natural biological stuff is just beyond me. But it's fun to watch him try.
It's one of those things I've seen, and every now and then you'll get a coach that gets an outlier or something. But even with that, what they never tell you in that story. So I've seen, and there's a few athletes recently that they appear to just have popped up powerlifting, right? Like all of a sudden 2-3 years in, they're champions.
Yeah.
But they don't show you that 10 years ago they were CrossFit champion, or before that they were bodybuilding for 10 years, or they never show you that side of stuff. I've only been powerlifting for 2 years. Yeah, but you lived in a gym for 15. It's all that other stuff that adds up. And I mean, you can see it in my personal journey. First time I bench pressed in competition was 152.5 kilos. I was a young buck, whatever. That's not bad, particularly back when powerlifting was a
compared to the rest of the gym going public. Anything above 140, I think, is big. It's a big bench, no matter who it is.
Correct. And I would say that's a standard big bench is 3 blue plates. But either way, I was like, well, fuck yeah, look at me go. And then progressively, it took me 10 years of competing, and I benched 205 in comp. That is 52.5 kilos, but that is 5 kilos a year, right? Now, you tell someone that's just started that they're going to gain 5 kilos a year, they're going to be like, what? But then you say, yeah, but that's 205 kilos, right? Like that's suddenly you're benching 200 because 5 kilos over 10 years is 50 kilos. And that just is what it is. It's the process. And that's not linear either, because there's going to be that period of time. I'm sure you've experienced this in your career or coaching where there's 1 year where you don't hit your totals and you are lower and you bomb out or whatever because it's been a bad year.
And that's what life happens.
You have kids, you get divorced, whatever.
I feel bad for the people that have that bad year, that have a few life things. They enjoy powerlifting up until something goes wrong in their personal life. They get a divorce, change jobs, have some health problems, and they stop there. They never keep going in whatever form. So they never have that realization that sometimes the year after is like a breakout year, or 3 years down the track, there's some joy and there's a whole lot of gold waiting for you. But it's I think you only find out that whole the strength journey is not linear if you stay in it long enough for it to become not linear.